Hey, recently someone asked me about what my current setup looked like, so I thought, why not show you? This is my desk right now. Let's start from here. So this is my main desktop in this tower. I have the AMD 9950X3D, 192 gigabytes of memory, the 7900 XTX GPU 24 gigs of video memory. Currently one primary monitor, although I do have this arm here for a secondary monitor. We'll see. I might add another arm, but there's not much space left, so we'll see about that. I have a backup keyboard here that I used to use, MX Keys, pretty good. The Kinesis Advantage360 Professional, Kailh clicky whites, pretty good switches, very tactile. There's some resistance to it, but I like it. Very noisy, but otherwise very good. I like the noise actually, so it's positive for me. Although if I had like coworkers or something physically near me, then they probably wouldn't like it. This is my main keyboard now. That used to be my main before that. I have a MacBook for software that doesn't run on Linux, or for certain kind of work that is off my main system that I want separated, stuff like that. Sometimes like Slack calls, things like that, when needed for work. That's what the MacBook is for. I'm not putting that on my main system. So MacBook for that. Currently I have to use it daily, so it's docked here. Then I have my current FPGA development board. I'm developing my ISA and my CPU on this board currently. It's running a test program right now. You can see that in my other videos. That's not relevant to here, so I'm not gonna delve into that. I recently got, actually today, these two speakers because I'm testing a lot of PWM audio. I've been using these little headphones, so wanted to actually hear what I'm playing, and I wanted to be able to demo it better, so got these speakers. Simple phone tripod here for shooting content here on like off the FPGA or unboxing, stuff like that. As a mouse, I use this vertical mouse, very good. I don't use it much. I'm trying to avoid the mouse, which you can see this disables mouse in Vim and NeoVim. But I have to use it for example, for browser work. Unfortunately, still necessary. In the back there, you can see the Steam Deck, the first one, and not the LCD version. I don't use it anymore. I wanted to use it, but didn't happen. Not much time to game these days, so just sits there in the back. There's also a Microsoft mouse there. I don't like mice, so I don't use it. It's very old. I'm not even gonna show it. Just let it sit there. Then I have stacks of books here. I don't have enough space, so I have to keep them stacked like this, and when I want to read a particular one or reference something, I reorder them and then open up, and then I look for what I need to look for. I prefer this when I'm in my focus mode programming. I don't like, looking things up online. This is better for my flow, like kind of like a Zen mode. I just open a book. I don't need to like search PDF, stuff like that. So I use that for that. And I got this recently. I haven't started it yet. It's about John Carmack and John Romero, their story, very inspirational from what I hear, so I want to get into it. Then two technical manuals. This one is a formal manual of the 386 by Intel, and this is more of a development process, kind of like a tour, or kind of like a supervised learning, basically, something like that, by John Crawford and Patrick Gelsinger. These are the two people responsible these are the two of the many people responsible for the 386. John Crawford actually was the chief architect of it. Patrick Gelsinger helped with the logic of it. It also includes the 387 logic, math coprocessor, so the FPU. Those are these two books, and then I have some more here. C, and here you can see x64 assembly. I want to get an x86 assembly book as well, although I'm still deciding because pretty much it's all covered here in this book actually, and it's enough. Like there are not that many differences. Like if you know your registers and you know what the differences are, then you don't really need a separate source of information. Like you just need one of them, and then and then you just need to remember a couple of differences. There are some nuances, but like once you know them, then you don't really need another source of information for that. Now, this is my Compaq Portable 38620. The 20 stands for 20 megahertz. That's the 20 megahertz i386 in there. Now, this is a very, very interesting machine. The main motivation to get it was to get better at programming. I'm the kind of a person who tries to get better and better and better and just push myself, and that's the case here as well. The thing is that when you're on a PC from 1987, you're very constrained in terms of what you can do in terms of hardware, and in that environment you just have to do things efficiently. If you don't, they don't work. So I decided to write a kernel for this machine, which I did. You can also see that elsewhere on YouTube on my channel. I'm not gonna go into that here. And that works. And I learned many patterns, and it's really a good exercise. Now I'm working on my CPU here, and I will migrate the kernel and develop user space, and so that it's a full operating system at that point for my own architecture and my own CPU. But it started here. Actually, technically, it started on AMD 64 here, but that was very short-lived. Then I moved it here because I thought like, okay, so I could just constrain myself heavily on the physical hardware and do it that way instead of like setting, virtual machine limits to like, I don't know, like 500K, 512K of memory. So it's just better if the actual hardware limits you, because then you can like, oh, I'm gonna increase it. You can't be, you can't pussy out like that, if you will. I couldn't think of a better way to say it. So, and plus I really love the shape. It's really unique. We don't have these kinds of machines anymore these days, and you can carry like that using that handle. It's very different. I love this. So it's also visual aesthetic, besides just the hardware utility of it, of the constraints that I talked about. So, and then I have a laptop here that this used to be my main development machine for about a year, but then I got this desktop. I built it. You'll see where later. And this became my server, music server, video server, IRC server. There are a couple of other things there that I use, so multimedia, generally speaking, and comms pretty much, and that's it. It just sits here for now on a monitor arm, and the monitor arm actually brings us to the desk and the chair. So Secret Lab with the cyberpunk theme, the pad on it. It's attached like here. This is magnetic and it sits there. Very nice. The map of Night City, very cool. And here my chair, also cyberpunk edition. Let me get more light on here. You can see it better. I love it, and I have the optional recliner for my feet. It really helps. And I want to get the lumbar support thingy here that you can put there. It really helps because when you sit for many hours every day, you start to feel it in the back, in the lumbar area. So that thing is helpful. So I'm getting that soon, and I'm getting the plushy, kind of like a squishy, these armrests as well, because this is, it's squishy a little bit, but it's still kind of hard, if that makes sense. So I want to get those. Now, moving on here, a TV that I don't use anymore, because it was meant for the PS3, some legacy games that is just nostalgia from my childhood. I sometimes play like Metal Gear Solid and Skate 3, NHL 09, and the PS5. But I don't have time anymore to use them, so very rarely, but I haven't played in like 2 months or something, or 3 maybe even. So the TV is not used either. I got this tower a few days ago. The AMD Athlon 64 is in it. I wanted to run some experiments on it, and this is like a 20-year-old machine or so. I got it off of eBay. A guy was selling it nearby, and still has VGA. So there's a VGA card. I'm not able to boot it. There's probably something off with it. Passed. CPU is fine, memory is fine, but something's wrong with VGA most likely. So I'm gonna have to look into it later. Oh, focus. What the hell? Okay, there we go. So that's the purpose of this machine. Can't really get video now, but we'll resolve that later. So there's that. Now let me move here. I have the Oculus Quest 3, I think. I'm not using it anymore, so honestly, I think it's the third one. To be honest, I don't use it anymore, so it's just sitting there. It's plugged in literally 24/7. I never unplug this because I don't use this charger for anything, so it's been just sitting there for months. I used to play Beat Saber as like a quote-unquote fitness exercise, but not anymore, or at least not that much. I haven't played, like I said, in a couple of months, so maybe I should to get a little bit of movement, but yeah. Now moving on here, I got this 2 days ago. This is the Panasonic Sr partner. It has the 8088 and 640K of memory, if I'm not mistaken. It posts, but there's nothing on it, so I'm waiting for a diskette 5.25 inch. I'm gonna put DOS on it and boot. I'm gonna transfer it over serial from my desktop to the portable that you just saw there on the desk. I'm gonna write DOS to a diskette. I'm gonna slot the diskette in here and try booting. So this just sits here. I made a video recently, or a short, about how it boots and how it posts rather, and that's it. But I'm gonna make another video once I have DOS, and we'll see what I can do with it. I might try some custom code on it, but this is mostly for exploration and just trying software from that era. I'm very interested in that kind of thing, because people came up with so many clever things to make things happen on these machines. It's mind-blowing. So I want to look into it, see some of the patterns they used, read a lot of assembly from the time, play some demos here also on the portable, because the demo scene during that time was huge, and also like most of these optimizations and these tricks came from there actually. So I really want to get into it, and I think that'll also make me sharper programmer. So all of that is both self-improvement and curiosity. Next, I have a little bench here, if you will. I've built my desktop here. I have a lot of spares cables all over the place, so I'll just put stuff here, and whenever I need to build something, then I do it here. It's currently really messy, stuff all over the place, but yeah, this is where it would happen. Now the Panasonic sits here. Normally this area is also empty. I'm looking for a way to move the Panasonic to my desk, because I don't want it here necessarily for too long. But the problem is that my desk is full, so we'll see what I'm gonna do about that. Let's move back there. I'm covering this, by the way, because I don't want to dox myself accidentally through like a window or something. So there's the desk. As you can see, it's really full, so I really don't have any space. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. Need to repartition things. I think that, you know, there in the back there's like a gap. I could put something there, really compress things so that there's a little bit more space, especially for another monitor at least. Like I really feel the necessity of like making that happen. So I think this will go lower a little bit, and then a monitor up there. We'll see. I don't know what size yet, the dimensions of it. Probably not ultra wide like this one. We'll see. And I'm also not sure about the resolution. Oh, and I have a AMD 64. This is the first AMD 64, the Athlon 64. Well, technically this is the X2, but still. And I have it here because it's kind of like a reminder. This is what makes my job possible these days. How I make a living, working on this architecture, or under this architecture rather, building software, as most people are these days for x64. And yeah, so it's just kind of like a little token of that milestone, and I just keep it here. And yeah, it's pretty nice to hold sometimes, you know. It's kind of like a, yeah, there's like a padding on it. It's really nice to just hold sometimes and feel the weight of it, and like, damn, you know, ingenious. And then just some Sennheiser headphones here. They're not good, I gotta say. Definitely not for desktop use. I'm planning on getting new ones. I think they're the HD 200 or HD 820. I think I don't remember the exact model, but I'm getting those. And there's also gonna be a monitor, probably a monitor arm here or on the other side attached, or maybe on one of the sides there, and mic here. We'll see. I don't know which one yet. I haven't decided. So yeah, this is the setup. This is the main area. And yeah, this will change in terms of partitioning. The tech that you saw just now, it's probably going to remain the same for quite some time. I'm getting a new FPGA though, but that's just, you know, a little item. But yeah, other than that, pretty much the same, just moved around. Yeah. Anyway, thanks. See you later. See you in one of the CPU development videos. There's going to be a progress update probably tomorrow, so see you there.